discipline. Every family deserves a winner. I think that winner should be you. There are no hacks, bro. It's you against you. Everybody looks great when they're not tired. Real champions show up tired. That's when the real champions come out. That's when the real dog shows up. If you piss and cry like a puppy, stay on the porch and let the big dogs eat. Let them be on the field. Have some heart. If you want a good outcome, you're going to have to grind for it. If you don't work hard for something, you won't get an outcome that's worth much. You're not only winning when things go your way, you have to learn how to win when things aren't going your way. When you're going through something brutal, how do you show up inside of it? Do you choose to be a victim, complaining and miserable, or do you find meaning in how you carry yourself through the suffering? You also have to disconnect from average. Unplug the average mindset and plug into the mindset of a winner. Lazy people do a little work and think they deserve to win. Winners work as hard as possible and still worry they're being lazy. Go do something hard. Try to accomplish something that pushes you. You may win. You may lose. You may succeed. You may fail. I'll tell you this. You'll be better for it. Your biggest enemy is you. My whole point is you battling yourself. People don't get it. It's you against you. The only person who gets in your way is you. Nobody else. A winner does more than expected every single time, no matter how they feel or what the circumstances are. A winner shows up 10 times more than the average person. Listen, it's so easy to beat people today. They're soft. No work ethic. No ability to stick with anything. Everyone is distracted by social media, counting notifications because they can't say no. Greatness isn't meant for a chosen few. It's meant for those who persistently chase their dreams every day and make that choice when they wake up. It's a mentality. If you avoid the hard stuff, if you don't build in silence, if you don't accept the challenge and step into cold water, then sitting on your couch eating Doritos is a bad move. Don't do that. Get up. Move toward the challenge, whatever it is, and attack it. Then you'll force your body to find more strength. Don't give up on me, Brock. Keep going. You hear me? Keep going. You're doing good. Don't quit. It hurts, I know it hurts. But you keep going. It's hard from here. 30 more steps. Keep going, Brock. Come on. Keep going. Burn and let it burn. I still want to see a big smile from you. You're up to 100. What's the story? Not happy. Half happy. Job's not finished. Job finished. I don't think so. You're lazy. You know exactly what to do. Even me, in my state, where I can't read and write perfectly, I knew exactly what to do. It just sucks doing it. Nobody cares about you. It's only a small percentage of the population that does. Nobody gives a damn. Even if they do, so what? You make a mistake. You zig when you should have zagged. You get clipped. So what? Everybody makes mistakes. You may be successful, or you may not, but you will be better. The next challenge, you'll be more prepared for. The one after that, even more prepared. You'll fail again and again and again, and then you'll win. That's life. Life without those challenges is just existence. Don't just exist. Go live. You don't find answers in the light. None. It's too happy, too easy. We don't need lessons on how to live in happiness. That comes naturally. Happy moments come by themselves. The dark times, that's where the work is. You can't get there unless you put yourself there. It takes effort to start. People say you won't hit it big, and they're right if they measure by months. A month in, you won't. 6 months in, you still won't. A year, you still might not. They think they're right because they measure by days. You should be measuring in decades. Confidence comes from preparation. When the game's on the line, I'm not asking myself to do something I haven't done thousands of times, because I prepared. I know what I can do, what I'm comfortable with, and what I'm not. When I look calm and ice cold in big moments, it's because I've done it thousands of times. Discipline, self-discipline, repetition, doing the same thing over and over that you don't want to do is the key. Through repetition of the stuff you hate, you build armor for your mind. Your mind gets used to suffering. We suffer every day. We do stuff that sucks every day, so when the really bad stuff hits, you're ready. That's how I came up. I chose discomfort. Now it's a way of life. A winner holds unreasonable expectations for himself. A winner believes he's destined for greatness. And no matter how many people tell him to slow down, be careful, or say he doesn't have the genetics, the money, the brain power, a winner locks onto his goals and keeps going. The biggest risk to your future isn't your competition, it's the distractions. You insist on keeping instead of doing what you know you should. People delay the things they don't like for longer than it takes to do them. See that person staring back at you? That's your toughest opponent. Every time you enter the ring, that's who you fight. I believe that in boxing and in life, for me, anger was useful. Anger motivated me. The more enemies I created, the more I wanted to go out and destroy those obstacles. You won't die, and if you do, you won't care because you'll be dead. Best case, you win. Worst case, it won't matter. If you genuinely believe you could be something, if that small voice says, you've got talent, you could do this, then follow that voice. Don't start things and not finish them. Don't quit. Nothing comes from quitting except the knowledge you didn't finish. Finish what you start. If you're going to do something, do it to be the best. The fear is never reaching your potential. That's the real fear. Falling short, quitting before you're done, procrastinating, not doing the right thing. One day you'll be old and you'll look back and say, God, I could have been great. Yep, I could have been great. If you want to know something about yourself, sit on your bed one night and ask, what's one thing I'm doing wrong that I know I'm doing wrong that I could fix? Meditate on that. You'll get an answer, not the one you want, but the one you need as a winner. Most of the time, you'll feel like you're failing 80% of the time. 15% you'll feel like you're treading water, your nose just above the surface. 4% you'll feel like it's over and you want to tap out. But you don't, because that 1% is when you know you're winning. keep going, keep fighting, keep showing up. And you decide, I'm going to collect these wins, one after another, and stack them until they build something unstoppable. Stack wins over years and decades, and you become a force people can't ignore. The purpose is you. We forget that. Every morning I wake up and don't want to do something. I ask myself, do I want to be an underscore today? Do I want to walk around knowing I could have done it but didn't? Setbacks will happen, of course they will, but feeling bad for a bit doesn't mean you're doing bad or that you are bad. You can still take action. Hard work yields big rewards. This is a reminder of every hour of grind I poured into what I built. I'm not content because I know where I came from and I never want to go back. Talent means nothing without discipline. No discipline, no you, plain and simple. Without it, you fold at the first real struggle. Discipline is doing the things you hate and doing them like you love them. One frame that carried me through the worst times was this. Think of this as the story you'll tell one day. The harder the battle, the bigger the dragon, the more epic the story, and thus the more epic the hero. When it's time to get better, turn your feelings off. When that alarm hits, your feelings have to be muted. It's raining, it's cold, you don't want the long hours at work. Shut the feelings down and move. Unchosen suffering will come. Parents die, loved ones leave, bodies fail, illness, poverty, things you can't control. The only way to prepare for that is chosen suffering. If you need motivation to go to the gym, you don't belong there. You don't want it enough. When you're sick and tired of looking and feeling like underscore, you'll show up. You'll look in the mirror and say, fuck that. You have to want it. If you actually want it, nothing stops you. If you don't, almost everything becomes an excuse. Don't follow the herd unless you want the herd's results. The average life, obese, divorced, broke, feels safe because everyone's doing it. But it's the quickest way to guarantee you won't have the life you actually want. Learning requires death of old ideas. You must die a little to be reborn wiser. There's a cycle. Hard times make hard men. Hard men create soft times. Soft times make soft men. And soft men create hard times again. We live among soft men and hard times now. That's heavy. Ask yourself, how bad do you want this? If you want it like you want to breathe, we can work. Most people don't want it that badly. That's why they ask, how did you get here? Because they already know the answer. They don't want the grind. Time flies. I'm 54 and it's gone. When you're young, you think you have forever. You don't. There's no tomorrow in that gym mentality. Luck shows up only after you busted your ass and put yourself where luck can find you. You create the circumstances where luck can happen. Fear looks enormous from a distance, but it's often an inch deep when you step into it. That image matters. You think you'll drown, but once you move forward, you realize you can keep walking. Give a man purpose and something achievable, and he'll crawl over broken glass with a smile. Feeling capable, powerful, competent, respected. Those things will push a man farther than anything else. Someone said, There's a moment every boy realizes no one's coming to save him. That's when he becomes a man. Some never reach it and stay boys forever. Wake up. No one is coming to save you. If you want change, change your ways. Build discipline. Build strength. It doesn't matter where you start. It's always your next move that counts. There's no dopamine in a 300 pounds life. Nothing. Hormones wrecked. You must imagine something bigger than you that drags you out of bed. If you want a win-lose definition of success, give everything, grow, learn. You're set up for victory. The cheat code. Go after it and stop caring about single failures. See the big picture. Long-term persistence beats short-term fear. Keep driving, never quit, and eventually you win. The party is always there. The bars never close. What doesn't stay open is opportunity to check life's big boxes. It's easy to be great now because most people are weak and won't go the extra mile. It's lonely and miserable to grind. I used to hate it, but now I thrive in it. So my question to you, why not you? You've got the brain, the ability to plan, to study, to change. In a few years you can be unrecognizable, wealthy, healthy, powerful, with a financial wall around your family that nothing pierces. Whatever you hold in your mind tends to manifest. Keep believing what you always believed, and you'll act as you always have and get what you always got. Want different. Change your mind. Doing what most people aren't doing is a strong sign you're on the right path. If I could wish one thing for my future child, it's high agency, the ability to decide for themselves, not bow to others' opinions. Authentic people start at square one and ask, what do I want? And build from there. So stop waiting for permission. Decide, act, stack those wins, become the force you were meant to be. I cannot stress this enough. The more you put into anything in life, the more you get back out of it. People get that when it comes to building a business. More hours, more effort, more return. Work pays. You are a man. Stand up and be a man. Make the hard decisions. Make the sacrifices. Make the unpopular calls. Become comfortable in your own skin. If you're not someone you can sit alone with and be proud of, that's on you. You have the full power, the full right, and the full responsibility to change that. Let me tell you something you already know. The world isn't sunshine and rainbows. It's mean and nasty, and no matter how tough you think you are, life will beat you to your knees and keep you there if you let it. Nobody, you, me, or anybody else, is going to hit as hard as life. But it's not about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and still move forward. That's how you win. If you want to be exceptional, you're going to have to be different from everyone else. That difference is what creates exceptionality. You can't fit in and also be exceptional. Both paths bring discomfort. Fitting in creates internal conflict because you aren't fully yourself. Being exceptional creates external conflict because others see you as different. Pick one. When friends say you've changed, remember, they don't know how to say you've grown. Some of you are motivated by being broke, being stuck, feeling like you can't do anything. Others are driven by accomplishment. Some chase material things. It's simple. If you want it, go get it. I'm obsessed with finding myself, with not needing to prove anything to anyone except myself and my family. That's enough. Giving your best has to be enough, even when you lose track of that. Act intentionally like the person you want to become. When you act that way, your brain sees those actions and starts to change how it relates to you. When you high-five yourself in the mirror, your brain thinks, Stephen loves himself. Stephen's cheering for himself. Stop beating yourself up. The bad mistakes teach you. Failure matters. Messing up, failing, half-assing something, those feelings teach you to get it together. How do I keep going? At the end of the day, I ask one question. Can I take one more step? Usually the answer is yes. If you can take one more step and choose not to, that is real failure. That is quitting. Lots of people could take one more step but choose not to. Maybe 2 steps is asking a lot. You've got to answer that after the first. I can always take one more step. If I don't, that's on me and I'll live with it. There's 10,000 times more going on inside a man's head than you know. He carries burdens you can't see and can't express because he fears being called weak or foolish. He keeps it inside. You have no idea how many men carry silently. In combat or training, out of 100 men, most are just targets. A few do most of the work, and one is the warrior. That's life. Many just show up who shouldn't, and few do the heavy lifting. I want to be part of the 9. I'm working to be the 1. Motivation isn't reliable. That's why you need discipline. Motivation's gone most days. Some days I feel fired up. Most days I don't. The beginning is hard because your body wants comfort and will trick you. Take the day off. You didn't sleep enough. It's hard to see the good if you're only watching the bad. Many people measure success against someone else's life and miss their own reality. Comparing your relationship to someone else's will ruin yours. If you're always living in someone else's highlight reel, your life will never be right. If you're lost in the woods, start walking. Perspective changes when you move. Take steps to improve your vision and your life. Worst case, you walked the wrong way, then turn around and go another direction. Standing there, doing nothing, is waiting to die. We didn't get to where we are by talent alone. We got here by 4 a.m. sessions, double days, and refusing to let obstacles stand in our way. If anything tried to bring us down, we used it to get stronger. We're never satisfied, never finished. Retirement isn't the goal. My high school English teacher, Mr. Fisk, said, "Rest at the end, not in the middle." That's the truth. You know it's worth it. That's why you're asking the question. You know discipline matters, but you think there's an easier route. You think some people naturally get up with no struggle. They don't. The pillow still feels soft. The alarm still bangs. But you get up because you know it's worth it. You know it. Someone said the only thing you can do is win so big that your critics measure themselves against you and forget they exist. Success is the only revenge, not petty retaliation, because that keeps you thinking about them. Focus on your goals. When you win, you become so big their relevance fades. Giving up is the easiest thing in the world. Saying, "I'm done," is simple. What's hard is waking up and doing the same grind again when yesterday's effort yielded nothing. Doing the same thing again, giving 100% again and again, while believing you'll eventually break through. That's the real grind. Trial and error. You grow, you miss, you take game-winning shots, and sometimes you make them, and it's awesome. You come back the next day, and maybe you miss that game-winning shot. It feels like misery, but then the sun rises again, and you're back out there, playing, competing, pushing forward. That's when you begin to realize life has this cyclical rhythm. Monday may be great, Tuesday may be a disaster, but Wednesday comes, and with it, another chance. The point isn't to live stuck on that roller coaster of highs and lows. It's to understand that life is a journey of evolution. Every day is about growth, curiosity, improvement. The results matter less than the act of figuring it out. That's where the meaning lies. Control your emotions. Carry on with your life. Sometimes those waves of emotion will crash over you, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with you for feeling. That's the misconception. People think having an emotional moment means something is broken inside them. No, the danger isn't in feeling. It's in letting your emotions rule your life and justify destructive choices. I lost a friend, I had trauma, so this is why I'm making bad decisions. That's just an excuse. And excuses are easy. The real lesson is this. Everyone is walking their own path. You can't judge someone who wants to float through life, free and easy. But there's a cost to that path, a cost that only shows up later. If you want fulfillment, you've got to shut up. Focus on the person you know you're supposed to become, and do the work to actually become them. That's what brings peace and pride, not cold plunges, not morning routines, not hacks. Fulfillment comes from becoming the exact version of yourself you know deep down you're capable of being. Be a dangerous man. That's a lifetime of work in itself. But understand, dangerous does not mean threatening. It doesn't mean flexing muscles, getting tattoos, puffing up your chest to prove you're tough. A dangerous man is rarely the loudest. More often, he's the quiet one in the corner, the one you don't see coming. True danger is rooted in mastery, in control, in obsession. I became obsessed with being the baddest man alive. Did I achieve it? Maybe, maybe not. I don't care. I believed it, and that belief drove me. Obsession isn't balanced, and that's okay. If you want to be the best in the world at anything, not just a Navy SEAL, not just an athlete, but the best, you have to be unbalanced for a time. You pour every ounce of yourself into it. Balance can come later. Greatness demands obsession. Pain is inherited. Fathers pass it down to sons, who then pass it to their sons. That cycle of pain and frustration is real, and it's dangerous. As men, especially as fathers, we must break that chain. Don't just make children be a father. Be present. Invest goodness into them, because nothing good comes back to you if you fail them. Be a man, a real one, by choosing responsibility. Success, whether in the gym, in business, or in love always, runs parallel with commitment. They go hand in hand. Money, fame, status, none of it gives life its value. The value comes from the struggle, from the grind, from the fight, and nothing earned easily is ever cherished. It's the battle scars that give your victories weight. Even after all the records, all the achievements, I wake up haunted. Because change isn't permanent. I'm still fighting the weaker version of myself every single day. That battle never ends. That's what people don't get, they ask. How can you be so hard all the time? Because I don't turn it off. The second I do, I slide back into the man I refuse to be. And that fight makes you misunderstood. It makes you seem crazy. But the truth is the truth. You need to do more. You need to be more. If you want to reach your maximum capacity as a human being, when you face that truth, you find discipline. And discipline brings freedom. Without it, you'll be less than you could have been. You'll walk out that door a loser. Imagine living with that. I'd rather die than carry the weight of knowing I quit on myself. Most people settle. Most people pray for an easier life, call something hard and then stop. But the truth is, life isn't fair and no one is coming to rescue you. No miracle, no savior. It's you. It was always you. You built belief at rock bottom when you had nothing but yourself. That's why I live with the never-arrived mentality. I stay the underdog, no matter what. Even the strongest man alive should think that way. The can't hurt me mindset isn't bravado, it's survival. No matter where you start, street, mansion, you tell yourself, can't hurt me. And eventually it becomes true. You need a goal. You need a path. Without them, there's no positive emotion, no meaning. A goal creates hierarchy, it forces sacrifice. You give up countless other things to pursue that one thing. But in return, you gain purpose, momentum, direction. And the higher the goal, the richer your life becomes as you pursue it. That's why you must build a vision. Because at the end of the day, there's no one else. No one carried your rucksack. No one lifted the log. No one ran the miles for you. It was you at 300 pounds, at 250, at 220 it was you. No program, no parent, no cheering section. You built belief out of nothing. That truth is brutal, but it's also powerful. And in all of this, there's one thing that gets overlooked: patience. Everyone talks about hustle, grind, work ethic. Few talk about patience, the discipline to wait, to endure, to sow seeds and trust they'll grow. Don't judge each day by the harvest you reap, but by the seeds you sow. Patience is where you win or break. It's hard to be patient. It's hard to wake up at 6 a.m. in the off-season while your friends sleep in. Hard to sweat through brutal heat, carrying heavy gear while everyone else lounges at the pool. Hard to get bruised, battered, and broken, only to wake up the next day and do it again for just the chance to try again. But that's life. Life is hard. And as men, we carry that burden. That's what we do. We get up, we go to work, we grind, and we endure. Feelings don't change that fact. Responsibility doesn't wait. Somebody has to get up and face the fight, and that somebody is you. Man, Everybody's always talking about their bad day. This happened, that happened, I feel down, I feel tired. Shut the underscore up. Seriously, get up. Do the work. Handle your business. Be a man. That's the core of it. Be a man. And being a man doesn't mean puffing your chest or talking tough. It means doing the thing when you don't feel like it. That's discipline. Discipline is everything. Motivation. Motivation is fake. Motivation is a spark that dies out in 5 minutes. Discipline is the fire that keeps burning no matter how cold, no matter how dark, no matter how tired you are. That's why I say, don't wait for motivation. Don't wait for the right mood. Get up anyway. Make the promise small, but keep it. Build it step by step, one brick at a time. And don't think you're going to be perfect. You're going to stumble. You're going to miss a day. That's fine. But here's the rule. James Clear said it best. A habit missed once is a mistake. A habit missed twice is the beginning of a new habit. That's why you never miss 2 days in a row. That's the line in the sand. You slip once, fine. Tomorrow you double down. Tomorrow you get out of bed on time. You hit the gym, you walk the dog. You meditate, whatever it is. You do it like your life depends on it. That one rule alone saves you from turning one crack into a collapse. And don't think it's going to be easy. You're going to lose sleep. You'll lie awake at night wondering if this is worth it. You'll stress about money. You'll stare at your to-do list unfinished. You'll regret choices and have no way of knowing for years if they were right. That is what hard feels like. And that's okay. Everything worth doing is hard. In fact, the harder it is, the more valuable it is. The greater the payoff, the greater the hardship. So when it's hard, good, it means most people won't follow. It means you just found a barrier that will weed out the weak. More for you, see. I actually smile when it gets harder, because I know fewer people are willing to suffer the way I'm willing to suffer. That's not a curse, that's a blessing. It's not poor me, it's poor everyone else who doesn't have the grit to stay in the fight. If you can flip that mindset from this is hard to this is the filter that leaves the path open for me, then the whole game changes. And young men especially need to hear this. Meaning is found in maximum responsibility, not in shortcuts, not in comfort, in carrying weight. And yeah, it'll feel impossible at first, because most of you can't even keep your room clean. You can't manage your own house. But one day you'll be called to manage your life so well that a woman can stand being with you, that children can trust you as a father, that your community can depend on you as a pillar. That is not just words, that is reality. If you put in the work, if you stand up straight, if you carry responsibility, then when the storms come, you won't get blown over by the first wave that hits. You'll stand firm. That's the path I walked. Who is David Goggins? Just a man who built himself out of suffering. I went through hell alone. No trophy, no applause, no easy handouts. My trophy lives in my head. No one paid my bills. No one ran those miles. No one lost that weight for me. I suffered, and in that suffering, I created the man I am today. That's what matters, knowing who you are, forged by the fire of struggle. Most people spend their whole lives not knowing who they are, never finding out what defines them, never testing themselves. You want to know who you are? Put yourself in situations that suck. Step into pain. That's where you'll find yourself. Even Arnold knew it. Back in the gym during the pumping iron days, people would ask him, "Why are you smiling when you're lifting 5 hours a day? Everyone else looks miserable." His answer was simple. He had a vision. Mr. Universe was his goal. Every set, every rep, every drop of sweat brought him closer. That's why he smiled, because the pain was proof he was moving toward his dream. That's the difference between misery and meaning. Vision and Goggins told me the same thing. Embrace the ugly. Embrace the grind. Embrace the hurt. Don't run from it, seek it out. Be the man who thrives in the dark. Life is no different than asking her out. Whether she is a girl, a job, a city, an opportunity, or your biggest fear, you've got to step up and ask her out. Stop being afraid. Stop hesitating. Go for it. When I started martial arts, I thought I was a loser. Insecure, weak, stuck. Then I started training. Slowly, I got better. Suddenly, I wasn't a loser. I was dangerous. I had confidence. People admired me. And I realized something powerful. There's a straight line between hard work and success. Think of life like a video game. If you were building the most successful character, what stats would they need? Patience, toughness, emotional resilience, discipline, and how do you build those? You put them through hard levels. You make them wait. You make them suffer. You break them and rebuild them. That's why successful people all share the same traits. They earned them through the fight. You can have almost any life you want in 5 years. But there are 2 conditions. You must know what it is, and you must aim at it. Write it down. Build a vision. Start moving. Apply it to your career, your relationships, your habits, your vices. Audit your life and move in the right direction. Every step gives you strength. Every step gives you momentum. You don't even have to believe you deserve it, yet you just need to want it. And start acting like the person who already has it. Forget the distractions. Forget the clubs, the parties, the cheap validation. Why are you alone on the court? Because you're chasing something bigger. Why are you out in the sun, sweating, when everyone else is chilling? Because you're chasing something bigger. The women, the parties, the approval, those will all still be there later. But your window to build yourself into who you were meant to be, that's now. So cut the noise. Turn off the podcasts. Stop scrolling. Stop looking for the easy way. Get back to the lab. Mold yourself. Build yourself. Focus. The rest can wait.